First on Fox, a St. Louis man wrongly convicted of murder more than 30 years ago is finally a free man tonight. We have team coverage as Christopher Dunn walked out of the Carnahan Courthouse tonight and into the arms of his family. We begin with Fox 2's Jeff Bernthal, who was there for this emotional scene. Jeff?
Mandy, just an extraordinary moment here. A little bit before 7 o'clock tonight, as Dunn walked outside the courthouse here on Market Street to cheers from family members who had gathered outside. He immediately thanked those family members for staying by his side, also thanking the St. Louis Circuit Attorney Gabe Gore, and also thanking his attorneys, including the Midwest Innocence Project. Christopher Dunn, the man prosecutors fought to release for a murder they said he did not commit, walked out to freedom Tuesday night in downtown St. Louis.
It was 34 years ago that they took me away from you. And it should have been this long. Nor should it have taken this long for everyone to want to come forward now.
Dunn spoke about being just feet from freedom after a court overturned his conviction, but then being pulled back after the state's attorney general fought to keep him behind bars.
It was torture. I mean, it's something that you shouldn't have to put anyone through.
Family members were there to greet him, and there was quite the hug between Dunn and his mother, Martha. I asked Dunn what he feels he lost out on. He said he lost his youth and suffered health problems in prison, but added that's not what he's going to focus on.
If I hold on to the negativity, if I keep on holding on to the past, I would never be able to move forward. So for those who participated in my prosecution, I forgive you. I'm not gonna forget, but I do forgive you. But at the same time, I got to move on with my life too.
Dunn credits a strong family for never giving up.
It's easy to give up in prison when you lose hope. But when the system chooses to throw you away, you have to ask yourself if you're willing to just settle for it or you're gonna fight for it.
And Dunn said one of the first things he's looking forward to as a free man, going to a baseball game. Reporting live downtown, Jeff Bernthal, Fox 2 News.
All right, Jeff, and before Dunn could take those first free steps, he had to endure a long and at times dramatic legal battle. Fox 2's Max Dieknight was also there as Dunn took those final steps in the process at the city jail earlier tonight. And Max, you saw Dunn right before his release.
Yeah, Mandy, we were here as that minivan that took Dunn from that state prison all the way here to St. Louis, brought him into this gate right behind us. I could see him pulling in. He looked at us like he was shocked to see a news crew back here at the back entrance of the jail. It was the final step for him, and as you mentioned, a long and at times very dramatic legal battle. Christopher Dunn spent the past 34 years behind bars for the 1990 murder of Rico Rogers. Dunn maintained his innocence during that more than 3-decade span. And the two eyewitnesses in that case, who were 12 and 14 years old at the time, recanted their testimonies. In 2020, a judge said there was evidence Dunn was innocent. Last May, the St. Louis Circuit Attorney filed a motion to vacate Dunn's sentence. And after a hearing this May, last Monday, a judge overturned Dunn's conviction and ordered his immediate release, saying there was evidence he was innocent of the crime.
There remains no evidence upon which a reasonable jury could return a verdict of guilty.
But Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey then twice blocked Dunn's release within 3 days. On Wednesday, Dunn was just moments away from walking out of prison a free man when Bailey's appeal to the Missouri Supreme Court successfully kept him behind bars, but not for long. 6 days later, that release finally happened when on Tuesday, the Missouri Supreme Court ruled that with his conviction overturned, Dunn had to be released back to St. Louis, where he was originally charged. Circuit Attorney Gabe Gore then filed paperwork saying they would not retry Dunn, meaning now not only was his conviction overturned, but the 34-year-old charges against Dunn are now wiped clean off his record. And we were also there on the front steps of the courthouse earlier as we watched Christopher Dunn take his first steps as a free man. We heard from Christopher. We also heard from his wife, Kira. I've been in contact with her over the past week or so, she told me, what do they want to do now? Well, right now they are focused on giving Christopher as many options as he would like as a free man. They want to give him the opportunity to make the decision what he wants to do next. After all, he has not had that ability over the past 34 years he's spent here in a Missouri state prison. Reporting live downtown tonight, Max Dieknight, Fox 2 News.